Hi everyone. So this reading is for someone, anyone who may be starting something new. So are you starting a new relationship? Are you starting a new career? Do you just in general feel stuck when it comes to your relationship with your career and you want to get something new started? Then that's what this reading is going to be about. So I have a tarot deck here and I have two oracle decks. I have the Prism Oracle and then I have the Archetypes Oracle. And I'm going to be very specific and intentional about each of the spots that I'm going to lay in this spread. So for this position, this is going to represent what you are exploring with this new thing or what your potential for exploration is. For this position, this is the environment of the new thing. For this position, this is what are you, or what can you stand to lose? What could you lose by starting this new beginning? This position is what are you leaving behind? This position is what mistakes could you make? And this position is what resources do you have to work with? So I'm going to add two oracle cards to each of these positions, and then we can start to unpack it all together. So we'll get an archetype card for each of these positions, and then we can start to decipher this new beginning for you. Okay, so for this first position, this is what is it that you are exploring? What is it that you're getting into with this new beginning? Oh, wow. So we're starting with the sun, movement, and the unseen. So there's a lot that's happening in your chakras, it feels like. The sun for me represents your solar plexus. The movement card represents your heart chakra. And the unseen represents your third eye. So immediately what I am seeing, the way that these cards resonate for me, is that this is a very spiritual thing that you're being guided towards exploring. So I do get the distinct impression that whatever it is you are embarking on, it's part of your spiritual journey. The sun card is really giving me this energy of optimism and success and almost this idea that you've just come out of something. The sun usually starts to shine after we've come out of a dark night of the soul. So for example, if you just broke up with someone or you broke up with someone and it was a very difficult time for you, but now you're being guided into a new relationship, that's the energy of this. So make that make sense for you. It does not have to be about a relationship. But this is all about your heart space. You're being called to your heart space. You're being whispered to with the unseen. This is about hearing with your non-senses. It's about seeing with your non-senses. It's about knowing that your intuition is whispering to you and you're really listening to that because you know you're being called to do it. I love the way this reading is starting because it means that whatever you are embarking on right now during this journey, that you are strongly, strongly being called to do it. And you're listening. And it's connecting that heart space. So it is this idea that there's a change going on because the heart space is about transitions. So I do feel like with the sun that you are being called away from some darkness and towards some light. So again, make that make sense for you. So let's look at your current environment for this to happen. So we have the 10 of Swords, Caution, and the Kiss. So for many of you, this is going to be about a love relationship, that perhaps you are embarking on a brand new relationship. But what I'm more so getting is that you're putting an end to a relationship. So for some of you, this could mean that you are being called to be on your own, to be by yourself. The Kiss is a very intimate type of card, and it's this feeling that what you once were connected to, what you once loved, and what once brought you a lot of passion is now cautioning you and saying, okay, but this is put to an end. You're in an environment where something is certainly coming to an end, because we see the 10 of Swords here. But what this is really reminding me is that we asked, what is the new beginning? We didn't ask, what is the ending? So if you are in an environment where something has come to a complete end, the beginning could be you embarking on your own. This could be a relationship with yourself that you're really being called from your third eye, from your heart space, and from your solar plexus. This area of confidence and love and intuition is calling you to really bet on yourself, and that whatever change is happening in your environment, if you are releasing a person, if you are releasing a career or a job, or make it make sense for you, to really embrace that change, because this energy is so positive and this energy feels so negative with the 10 of Swords and the caution card. So let's look at this area of what you have to lose by going on this new journey. So you have the Chariot, you have illumination, and you have the River. So the River is about going deep, but also being graceful about it. The River is about being led and going with the flow and surrendering to that. Illumination is a similar energy in the sense that the more illuminated you are, the more you are going to go with the flow of the river and just float down the lazy river instead of trying to swim upstream against it. But the Chariot is a bit of a different energy, because the Chariot is about purposeful movement forward, where the River and illumination are more about surrender. So what I'm getting from this as a position of what you have to lose is an idea of, don't stop moving forward, that don't just surrender, don't just be passive in this situation, that there might be a need for you to push to get through this 10 of Swords energy, because it is a painful energy. We can't just ignore the fact that there's a 10 of Swords here. So what this is telling me is that there is something that's coming to an end, but it was for your greatest and highest good. And so don't miss this opportunity to keep pushing forward. So in this position of what you have to lose, don't surrender, just keep pushing forward, because this is the time right now to take action towards your own intuition, towards your heart space, and take confident action. We got that with the Sun. So don't just sit in this space of, maybe you're dwelling on an old relationship, maybe you're dwelling on something that happened in a career, but it's time to push forward, because there's something really a lot better right around the corner with unseen movement and the Sun. So this is what you are leaving behind. So we have the King of Cups, we have Ghost, and we have Agape. This is giving me a sense that you were in a relationship, so make this make sense for you with this King of Cups. But the King of Cups is showing up with the Ghost card and the Agape card. And these are separate energies too. These are opposing energies in my mind. With the Ghost and the King of Cups, there's a feeling of this person that you may have just ended a relationship with this 10 of Swords. This person may have just been so passive and that they didn't contribute enough to the relationship. The Agape card is telling me that you may have done all of the work in this situation, that you were the thing keeping this alive, keeping this relationship going. If this was a job, perhaps you were the one who was keeping the workload going every day and everyone around you was slacking. Make that make sense for you. But that's what you're leaving behind, and that's a good thing. When people are taking advantage of your work ethic, if people are taking advantage of your love and your nurturing abilities, you're leaving that behind. You're leaving behind this idea that you have to do all of the work for yourself. So let's see what kinds of mistakes you can make by starting on this new adventure. So there's the Six of Wands, there's Peace, and there's the Gem. So the Six of Wands and the Gem are giving me similar energies in the sense that it's about shining. It's about standing out. It's about individuation. It's about people recognizing you for who you are and the success that comes with that. It's about attention grabbing. But the gem and the Six of Wands can also be about attention seeking. And so I do feel that that may be one possible mistake that you could make in doing this, in embarking on your own, is not to slip into an idea that you need other people for validation. If you are coming out of a relationship and starting out on your own, if you are coming out of a career and starting out on your own, don't slip into the energy of, I need other people's validation. You don't need external validation. Needing external validation is what got you into this position in the first place, where you're doing all the work for others. So that's what this is saying, is to really be at peace with who you are, your own enlightenment, your own illumination, your own chakra alignment, your confidence with your solar plexus, your self-love with your heart chakra, and your intuition with your third eye, which is what we immediately got at the beginning of this reading, is to not seek validation from others. So this is your time to shine, but to know on the inside that you are enough, that you shine, and that you can validate yourself. So then finally, in the position of what are your resources to start this new endeavor, we have the Eight of Wands, which is another card of movement, like we saw here at the beginning. But then we have Rest, which is an opposing energy. We keep getting these opposing energies. And then we have the Siren. So the Siren card can be about seduction. It can be about drawing people in. So I do get the sense that whatever you are doing, whatever you're embarking on, if it's your own self journey, if it's your own spiritual growth, if it's a new relationship, if it's a new career, it almost doesn't matter. But whatever this is for you, you're stepping into this very confident energy where people are just naturally drawn to you. And so there is a strong message coming through here to stay in your own heart chakra and continue to pour that energy back into yourself. With the Eight of Wands, you might be tempted to, again, go out into the world and try to seek attention, because you are in an energy where people want to give you a lot of attention, but to keep pouring that back into yourself with the Rest card. Pour into your heart chakra and really concentrate on that. So we're getting a good balance of the chakra colors. We have 2 green, we have 2 orange, and we have 2 white. And so again, I feel like there is this good, it's all this chakra energy coming out of this reading, where your heart space is really open, your solar plexus and your sacral chakra are really open, and your crown chakra are all open. You couldn't be more balanced right now. And we got that right away with the very first cards that we drew. So this is really encouraging you to make this fresh start, to release whatever this is that was not good for you in the past, to release this, let this go, because you were doing too much of the work. And if you're doing too much of the work for someone else, that tells me you don't need them, and you can pour all that back into yourself. Be cautious of getting validation from other people, because right now you are the star of your own show. You have so much magnetism right now. Just pour that back into yourself. But yes, if you're thinking about starting a new beginning, this is certainly a very apropos time for you to do that. So please let me know how this was resonant for you. Consider subscribing to my channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.